Let's ball. Welcome to the Insanity. I hope you guys are having a good night. We're going to get deep into it. All right, so we are going to be playing one of my personal favorite games, Ball Pit. So if you guys want to get in with the crowd control, you guys want to go ahead and join us over on the Twitch. I'm trying my best to get you guys all set up for some high quality content. So let's go ahead and hope this works. I've trying this for the first time, so I hope everybody decides to enjoy my content. Please be kind in the chat. Please do your best to respect one another, and let's try and get into this, okay? All right, now, if you're unfamiliar with this game, this is one of the best games of 2025. I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So it's a brick breaker mod. It's got upgradable buildings that you can have infinite upgrades to. I personally think that the speed is a little bit more important than the dexterity, so I'm going to go with that. We're going to show you the harvest way. I've got a pretty dense little forest. You can make it go faster. I personally think that this guy right here is one of the most important buildings, and I try and have it surrounded with the banks to get my bankroll. I've got all these different fields out here. Now, I have heard a lot of people have had complaints specifically about the town management portion of this game. I can respect why. It would be nice if, like in the actual game, say up here, we had maybe a set of 4 or so slots, or it could even be upgraded, where you could just pick up a building like this farm. I don't really necessarily need this farm, but it's trying to do this mansion thing. I want to get this mansion puzzle way, way better, because the more of these buildings you get surrounding, the better. Like, I think there's a gap in here, right in there, so I really need to work that out. But in any case, you get all these resources, and then that allows you to upgrade these buildings over time. I've gotten what they've got out so far. I'm still trying to get these last 2 gears, so why don't you join me if you're in the chat and you're on Twitch and you want to give it a go. Hopefully the crowd control will work. I have never done this before, so you might get to be in the first bit. I'm giving you guys just a little bit of time to hopefully check if you're able to do it. So anybody wants to join in, I'm going to give you like maybe 10, 15 more seconds just in case somebody might have joined right now. Feel free to get crowd control together, I believe. I also tried to do, I think, Game Gremlin. I don't know this well enough. I hope this works, but more to the point, I think that's already enabled because we got this. I'm just going to double check right fast. You guys got 10 seconds, so you better vote fast. I'm trying to make sure you're paying attention over here. I got it all enabled. You can vote the character, what level up, all of it. And then I got all kinds of events. It could take longer, but make it as crazy as you want, guys. I'm here to have fun. All right, now, we're not jumping out of this yet. Let's go ahead and, did that finish? Yeah, that finished. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and hop in. I don't need more resources now. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys hop on if you're ready. The False Messiah, a controversial leader with boundless charisma. If you're on Twitch right now, you can vote on certain choices and random events. So hopefully I got it all enabled right. I'm going to hop in now. We should see. So I'm going to give it a click. Ideally, you guys have joined me. Cohabitants, Shade, or Itchy Finger. They're 3 really good choices. Let's see what we get, okay? If there's anybody out there in the Twitch right now, you could be making some big moves. Like I said, I'm trying to be present in all this. I'm still working. Do we got anybody? No votes yet. Okay, well, hey, just because we are live and you guys might not necessarily be all about it, doesn't mean I'm not, against it. So I'm not sure if this is going to go. All right, who do we got? Is it just going to be this then? Well, hey, I'm not going to try and have this be totally boring and just have one. Oh, no, we got one? We're going with the Itchy Finger then, I guess. All right, so we're only getting one this time. So ideally, once we get into this in a moment, we can actually get you guys to, chat it up and make sure that everything's going copacetic. I am going to go ahead and get into here, and hopefully you guys enjoy. So let's check it out. All right. I am sorry that you guys aren't getting personally to make the choices right now, but I will say, when I'm thinking about this game, this is probably one of the strongest balls of the game. You guys over here, you got all the power right here. Now, this is a good one, but you got to make sure to use it right. I think I'm going to try and turn this maybe into a sun, make the sun have hemorrhage. See in this encyclopedia right here, this guy turns into a bunch of different ones, but in my opinion, the hemorrhage ball right here is the absolute best ball. You've got the bleed and the actual iron. The iron and the bleed together gives you a percent of their actual health instead of it just being a matter of it being 1 or 2. I've also got a big fan of this, I think. So if we want to go ahead and vote, if anybody's in here, but I'm not really seeing a whole lot of people in here. I do see a couple viewers, so anybody wants to vote, it should still be live, so hopefully it's functioning for you. Got a vote going. Hopefully somebody's on it. Any votes? No, nobody wants to vote yet. Well, it looks like we're getting the first ball in the ring. You guys really got to jump in if you want to be able to get any kind of a specific relation to this chat. I'd really love to help you out. All right, so I'll give it one more pass on this, you guys, but it's only got a 10-second window, so hopefully there's somebody in there who wants their voice heard. You can try and fix it up. If I don't have it right, I'm gonna give it maybe 1-2 more tries. If someone wants to say in the chat why it might not be working, like I said, this is a work in progress, so hopefully you guys enjoy. All right, so looks like we went with the feather, so we're getting blown back a little bit. Hey, Chich, somebody in here wanting to give me a little bit of gremlinry? I'm all for it. Let's see if it's gonna be good or bad times. All right, we're gonna go on. Anybody wants to, hey, fertility. Let's see if anybody's got opinions if we are trying to, if we're trying to get into the over and under of it all. Anybody voting? Nope, still no votes. Looks like we're on the vampire. Well, hey, first selection ain't the worst selection. We still got it something. All right, so I got the vampire and I got the laser. So we can work with this. Ultimately, it'd be nice if we could wind up getting an iron. If I see an iron, I'm going to try and buy it on you guys. Hey, riches. Hopefully somebody's in here playing with me. I hope that my skills aren't going to the wayside. And anybody who might want to give any kind of opinion, oh, see, there's that there. I'd really love that iron. But again, like I said, I've only got a short little vote process, so sell wouldn't be bad. This would also give us a good buff. Still nothing. Hey, guys, if you don't vote, it's not going to get heard. All right, well, I am desperate to try and get you guys some autonomy in the chat, so if anybody wants to join up in here, it would be quite nice if we could get you guys at least through the finish line. Maybe in a second, if it's going to be all this no voting process, I'll wait until I can see some people trying to get it in. Like I said, if you're just joining me, we're going with the one that gets us the healing baby balls. So anytime I'm getting some health, which we got the vampire going, so that's not the worst build ever. I could also theoretically go with the vampire into bleed since we don't have the actual iron yet. It's looking like it's going to go pretty poorly, though, if you guys don't keep voting. I really need some help here. Is this a one-way process, you guys? I'll give y'all at least 3 good shakes at it, but this is not an easy level, all right? So hopefully somebody's been in on it. All right, I think maybe the evolution's the smart path to go here. But it doesn't look like you guys get a vote. I'm going to give it a try on the Vampire Lord. We could get some health and then ideally get some more baby balls because we got that health modification going. It would have been nicer to get the hemorrhage because the hemorrhage really cuts those bosses down. Like I said, I'm a little worried we're not going to wind up making it on this one. But hey, this one ain't a bad one if nobody winds up voting. So, like I said, if you guys are just joining me, it's hey y'all, it's Ball. I'm trying to push forward science and math and do all kinds of fun things. Hopefully somebody wants to join me and have some fun with the game. This is one of, if not the greatest game of 2025, probably going to be 2026 too, you guys. It is awesome. Now we're getting kind of overrun. Now we can use the Necromancer's Tower to revive. I think we should try and do that. And then I'll try and keep these potions on the side as best I can. Alright, well, I don't want to die on that, so we'll try and go for it. We got another vote on here. This will get us a little bit more health. This wouldn't be a bad one either. This would allow us to overheal. So we got a Blessing of Riches. Hopefully somebody voted on that. Did we get a vote over here? I'm a little bit worried that I don't have this configured right, you guys. This is, like I said, it's going to be my first stream, so I really hope that I got some viewers in here. I'm going to try and be playing this game for like the next 4 hours, so if you guys are going to hang tough, well, hey, you can't win them all, you guys. 5 minutes, 40 seconds, that's not the worst one. And look, now you guys are level 2, and you're already S tier in my book, so you're going to do a wonderful job if anybody decides to join in and vote. Already level 3. See, look at that. We got 219,000 damage on just the little balls. And then if we could have gotten that Broodmother in there and maybe gotten that Iron Ball, we could have gotten a lot of these that would have been doing the hemorrhage. So that's something to think about. Realistically, this game is all about these kind of evolutions. You want to have this kind of intelligence tree so that you can get higher fusioned balls. You want to have this mixed with another thing. Hey, maybe that's a notification from somebody. I wouldn't mind. Alrighty, let's go ahead and give it a go. All right, so I'm going to give it back to the base, give you guys another chance to vote. Maybe if anybody in the chat wants to determine my fate, like I said, you can make it go up, make it go down. I'm trying to give you guys a good time over here. So we're going to go ahead and harvest one more time, but before I do that, no, nothing here. I don't really need to upgrade these guys because this is specifically just for really money. Like I said, I need to do some real math. The biggest complaint that I feel like people having about being able to move things around is this puzzle right here. When I got all these extra little buildings to try and make sure that this is at its top, I could use these bigger buildings, but they don't fit in as well. You see, like, we've got little marks like around here at the edge where this one's just in the very corner. That's the best that I can configure with that by having it there. You know, it's a little bit difficult to try and get it exactly right, but this I feel like is one of the coolest things. Because look, it's going to give me money here in just a moment. 42 bucks. That's because I got 42 buildings hanging out with the mansion. So ideally, if somebody's got a better solution than 42, let me know in the comments. It doesn't have to be right now, but hey, I'm trying my best to get it to work for you. I heard we might be having a little bit of trouble getting the YouTube going, so I'm sorry if my YouTube friends aren't seeing this. I'll try and edit it and upload it later, but if you're watching us on Twitch, welcome. I'm going to give one more harvest here because I don't think I did as well. Like I said, you can hold the right click, get this going quick, and then what I'm trying to do is make it so that they have little bounce spots so they go from this yellow status into the orange status because they move faster. You can also use different things like having these banks filled with different characters. I'm trying to make sure that as for who's all in the actual harvest, that they've got different buffs. So like, let's look at the Spendthrift. The Spendthrift right now over here, he makes more gold when we're looking at the actual gold mine. So he's in the gold mine. He gives us an additional coin every time they hit the mine. So he does not need to be running. He may have that Woodmaster, which is pretty good because it increases the clock time. But realistically, he's better off in the bank because he makes us 1 to 2 instead of just 1. Now we've got as well the physicist over here has the gold digger as well. And then I've got the tactician. Realistically, the tactician should be switched out with somebody else, but these sprinters, they go faster. So the sprinters need to be out realistically, but see, he's got a 40, he's only got a 20%. And then again, this one's a gold digger, even though he's got the 20%. And then we have the cogitator. Honestly, I'd put him inside one of them, but he has the timekeeper increase the harvest clock by 2 seconds when he's part of a harvest. So he gives an extra 2 seconds on base. It's not worse. And then again, we've got the gold digger. Like I said, it's just minutia to try and get more money out of the system because ultimately these are what get you to the plus status. This game is really deep. Like, I'm going to jump on you guys in a second and give you one more try on the heavenly gates before we go. But just in case nobody's ready or doesn't know how to do it, because I don't necessarily know how to do it, we've got all these different sections. I'll just show you on the flagellant right fast. If we were to just pick him to say, it goes all the way back to the base level game. This guy, see, look, I haven't even finished the base level game with everybody. We got Fast 9. We could do a Fast 9 on level 1. I haven't done it with you guys, so we could try that for our next level. And Fast 9 will be a quick one. We can survive 5 minutes on the last one. Let's survive 5 minutes on this one, right? All right, so like I was saying, Fast 9, if anybody's ready. Maybe not this guy, because then he's going to make it so you guys can't choose, but if nobody votes, we're looking at the Repentant. If you vote for the Radical, though, the Radical is going to make it so that it's going to go back to not me being playing, and you guys aren't going to really be playing, so we're just going to be watching for about 5 minutes. I don't mind either way, but, you know, if you want to make a choice, probably the Repentant is your voice. At the end of the day, vote it either way. So here comes the vote. Like I said, he's going to make choices for you. He's going to play the game for me, so I'll just sit back and talk to you guys if it comes down to the Radical. But the Repentant, I believe, is going to give us a Frost Ball. No votes. Hey, you don't want to vote? It's going to go with number 1 because you guys are number 1. All right, so we were going with the base levels. Let's hit up the Boneyard on Fast. So again, we've got the False Messiah, and we're going to bring along the Repentant. Let's go into the game. All right, like I said, if anybody wants to get on Twitch, you can make your own votes, and if you can do it, then you can make these decisions. This bleed ball can be combined with a lot of good stuff, and I'll do my part to try and give you guys the best decisions I can make. But let's go ahead and use this Frost Ball effectively, shall we? And the bleed. So if anybody wants to vote, if not, we're probably going to wind up with this laser ball. All right. I really hope that we can get this voting mechanism up. I'm not sure what's going on your end. Like I said, I'm trying to get it going from mine. So if anybody's got any comments they need to make in the chat, let me know. I'm still not seeing many votes, so let's just show you how this fast works. We're probably going to wind up with this guy, but at the end of the day, we're going to try and get the crown on the top of the skeleton. I believe we're going to make it there. We just got to go. I'll explain how the game works on the base end. So here is the feather we're getting. That's going to blow me back. So you can see, look at that. We're already clearing. I'm not even getting anywhere. But in any case, we got this over here. This is our bossometer, essentially. We're going to start down here at the beginning of the level. We're going to climb and climb and climb and get up here. And then once we get to the very top, we're going to get to the first mini boss. And then we get to the second mini boss. And then we get to the top of the level and fight the crowned skeleton. So Twitch, if you're up and you're running, go ahead and make decisions if you can. We're going to go ahead and begin the vote. Hopefully it's working out on your end. I see you guys need some riches, but hopefully that's not just the default. I'm willing to play it difficult, so if anybody's on and running, if not, this is a good pick. Hey, this isn't a bad pick, so we'll go for it. Now, with the rubber band, they're going to do more damage on every bounce, so we are actually going for even more damage. Now, the rubber band, again, like I said, is going to wind up giving us a higher one. Hey, we got a lot of help coming in, not that we really need it. Like I said, this Fast 9 should go pretty quick. These votes will really be the determining factor. All right, let's go ahead and give it a go. Like I said, if anybody's watching on either the YouTube or on the Twitch channel, I think that we're going to go ahead and combine this freeze and laser into a freeze ray. So that emits a freeze ray when hitting an enemy, dealing about 54 to 134 damage to all enemies in its path, with a chance of 10% of freezing them for 10 seconds. That's not bad, and that's not shabby. All right, freeze ray on. So, chat, I've got you some pretty good stats. I'm not really worried. Like, we're doing almost 108 damage on the top end of our base damage. But we need you to vote. If you're in the Twitch chat, I'm going to be here for you. I think I'm going to have to turn the actual voting amount up if you guys are going to do it. light isn't the worst play, but at the same time, it doesn't really make sense with the build unless we get into dark. And then, like I said, that hemorrhage, we can make a flicker build, and that would be devastating in the field. So the flicker with this light, if you guys don't vote, or if we wind up getting it, that flicker, if we can wind up getting a dark ball along the way. All right, well, it doesn't look like I'm getting functionality on some of this. Hopefully everybody's giving it a try. But we can go ahead and look at this. I'm actually gonna say that they should really go for this. If anybody can vote, this would allow us to begin the flicker build. Like I was saying, this would allow us to have it so that every single time that it's played, it's just attacking everybody. So let's see what we got, chat. Anybody out there? Hey, that's fine. I understand. Maybe it's just the time latency. I'll try and adjust it between these levels. All right. So we can fuse these two, but I feel like let's just get the levels. Alrighty, so we got 2 more levels on the freeze ray. Let's see what it looks like. Alright, we already got another level. That iron ball, guys. Not that this one's bad. This is one of my favorite relics. Alright, I am going to try and see if we are good on the external, so hopefully you guys are having a good time. In case anybody's watching out there, out in television land, like I said, we got Hey Y'all It's Fall on multiple sources running. I've got all kinds of Sora videos if you guys want to check some of that out. Trying to make some interesting stuff. Okay, so now we are once again at another level up. I really could use that, you guys. If anybody's over there on Twitch and it's actually functional. Like I said, I think I need to turn the latency down. But we got to try and get some votes in the chat, guys, or else we're not going to wind up making decisions. We're just going to go with number 1, which, like I said, you guys are number 1. But, all right. To the right side, I believe, means more damage. All right, now we got some fusions. I don't think any of them are these. Yeah, the fusions would be these 2 I could do. Blind enemy for 7 seconds and freeze ray. I think I'm just going to get the 2 levels on Healer's Effigy and that spike, that sapphire dagger, I believe. All right. Like I said, we are almost in it. Okay. Looks like we're probably going to be lined up for this fireball. I don't know if anybody out there's got the chance to vote. Like I said, I'm going to try and check it in between the levels, see if I can make sure to get the Twitch running right so everybody can make their votes and decisions. I hope everybody's having a good night so far. Yeah, like I said, we're going for the fire. Look at that. We just chewed that guy up. All right, so let's go ahead and get in here. Looking like we're probably going to wind up getting more fire if this is still a latency issue. No votes. Let's give it a go. All right, we can do a sun. I'll do a sun. All right, the sun. Blind all enemies in view and add 1 stack of burn every second for 5 stacks. Burn lasts for 6 seconds and deals 25 to 51 damage per stack per second. So, Twitch, you can upgrade. Oh, looks like we are getting this one if nobody's voting. So this one, I believe, our shots will actually power any of those soldiers or any of these effigies you send through. So let's give it a go. Whether it's going to be, I would say the sun is the best route here. Or maybe the Brood Mother. We're running out of time. Oh, we got a little time. We still got this guy over here. All right, let's get through it. Honestly, the longest part is these votes. We are just chewing the level apart. We are pretty much going to win this, chat. If you think we're not, I don't think you're believing enough in yourself. All right. 3, 2, 1. We got nothing. All right, let's go. I ideally I can get this to work so I can get some people to have some fun with me. If not, I'll just show you guys some of my strategy. I don't mind either way. We would have to fuse those two, so let's upgrade the sun. Alright, cool. Thanks for the help, you guys. Anyone want anything other than the ghost ball? Like I said, I would go with this to make this a black hole sun, but I can't click on it. It's you guys in charge. Like I said, in case you guys are interested, I'm making content over on Sora. Not right now, obviously, because we're trying to get this ball thing going. But I hope everybody's having a good time. Alright, let's see here. We got sun and freeze. Yeah, let's have a frozen sun, sure. Freeze ray with the sun, that'll be the way. Oh wait, it's a boat, so this will make it bleed and freeze ray. So I'm sorry, chat. We're getting one level of ghost. Alright, let's go for it. You guys are kicking butt in the chat, look at that. So many people. I guess we're getting charmed if nobody's voting. Alright, I'm going to give it a check to see how we're doing. Alright. Still charming. Like every one of my viewers. Alright, let's go on here. Like I said, on these early base levels, we are just chewing it apart. If I go for the fuse, it's going to vote. So I say we go for the charm. We're going to get locked into the fuse on the next one. So. But yeah, now we're just at the point where we're probably going to get 3 wood. I don't really need to re-roll. Oh, I get to pick. Hey, look at that. My choice now, guys. $45, I'd say, would be the best path. But what do we really need? We're lower on stone. Let's get 2 stones. Wow. What can we build with those 2 stones, you guys? Possibly a mountain. Alright, let's go on and in. If anybody's out there watching, I hope they're having a good time. Like I said, join me over on Twitch at HeyYallIt'sBall. Join me over on YouTube for HeyYallIt'sBall as well. I'm trying to diversify. Ooh, we got an evolution. Berserk. Each hit has a 30. Again, I love these percents. Chance of causing enemies to go berserk for 6 whole seconds. Berserk enemies deal 64 to 103 damage to the adjacent enemies every second. Alright. We are running in here. Alright, let's go, y'all. Alright, ooh, look at that. Oh, it's too late. We already used the bleed. But anyway, the bleed with the iron's the best way to go. I would put that guy over here, but I can't make the boat. I'm over here on the outside. Alright, let's see what we got here. It's an iron. Alright. Like I said, we are pretty much going to clear this map. Even that little bit of damage, it's functionally nothing. Alright. I hope everybody's having a good time and that we are successfully up and running. Alright. So, we are still on the iron. Like I said, we are really there. What are we going to get? Ghost and iron. I believe that is assassin. Yep. Assassin passes through the front, but not the back. Let's get it going. Whoa. Alright. So, as you can see, it gets pretty crazy bananas when you get higher up into the later parts. Guys, we're running low on resources. It looks like we're going to wind up getting this earthquake. I thought I had you there. We just got to get through this screen and then we're fighting the skeleton. So try not to die on me yet, chat. Earthquake? Alright, I got to fix these settings. I think that there's someone out there in TV land watching trying to make some moves. Alright, let's go ahead and get there. Alright. Once we get these guys cleared off the screen, We are fighting the big boy. Now, this guy is the first major boss. So the first major boss has a pretty interesting condition where if you want to be able to actually fight him, you have to hit him in the head. It is not enough to just look at it from the perspective of trying to go up. We got that. Trying to go for the front. See, it's just bouncing right off. You can't hit him in the mouth. See, look, we're tinging him in the back. You got to learn how to get these bank shots in. And realistically, he blocks you off pretty well. So the one that will go through is the one that's always passing through the front. That one doesn't really matter where we hit it, but I'd say that the real bottom line is we need to go along this way and try and go for the behind. If we can get the behind bounce, that is realistically how we get this guy killed. I would have preferred, and I, like I said, honestly think that the best way to go with this is to have a hemorrhage. Then, if you have the hemorrhage, you're doing percent damage to him at all times. Up there, dropping enemies on me. Chat, you got this. Come on, we're almost there. We're halfway done. We just gotta get this boss dealt with. Alright, I'll dodge that for you. Alright. Ooh, lots of arrows. Okay, you're getting a little bit overrun on arrows. Maybe a little less on the arrows. Okay. We're trying to get it here. Chat, I hope that you got the ability to mess with it. It says that you're out there. I think that I'm streaming. Alright, whoops, I keep getting hit. Am I going to be the reason we lose? Hopefully not. Alright, well, we're getting a little help. We got the battalion running in, y'all. Alright. I can't really see the thing. I'm trying to dodge all these arrows for you. Oops. Not looking so hot on the health. Alright, we need to do more bank shots. Alright, chat, if you're out there and you can vote, you should really drop some health. Alright, these guys will at least offer us a little help. Alright. Alright, like I said, it's more about getting the bank shots or having the ghosts. Those are two ways that you can try and avoid this. Hey, look at that. Good health, y'all. Alright, that good health is going to make us get this total. Like I said, these little clusters of arrows aren't as much as you. Look at that, over here. We're going to get them. We got maybe like 2-3 more hits. Alright, he is down. Chat, you won. And you stole one of my balls. What'd you do? Alright, well, we got a new status effect. And what's cool is, because you guys did such a good job in there, now if we were to look at that level, you completed it for all the lower levels. You guys did great. All right, let's go ahead. Oh, do I have anything to upgrade here? All right, so let me talk to you guys a little bit about something. I honestly feel like the world is not scientific enough. I'm trying my part to be interesting and to try and push down a road that I feel like most people aren't necessarily trying to go down. And hey, everybody's got their own life. Everybody's got their own ways. But me personally, I like science and I like to think. So I'm trying to give you guys some inspiring content. If you want to check out any of my stuff, like I said on Sora, I've got a lot of mathematical and scientific proofs. But yeah, check it out. Now if we go down here, Twitch is first complete. Not just on any difficulty, but every difficulty. At least on the lowest difficulty. But yeah, on the difficulties. But yeah, this is where we're going, guys. If we can ever get through this, I can give you another try, but it's going to be real difficult if we don't wind up getting some votes. So I'm going to go over here and try and modify it so that we can have a little bit more time on it. So we got 10 seconds to vote. Let's pop it up to 25. So that's giving you guys 2.5 times the amount of time. Ideally, we can get some people up in this chat. Tell your friends if you're watching. Try and get it going. So I am going to give you guys just a little bit of time to try and comprise it together. Like I said, though, when it comes to the scientific front, I feel like it mostly comes down to a matter of people are always trying to reduce. People want to try and put one thing in one box and go, that's the box of things, and that's all it comes down to. But I think that it comes down to kindness. Now, this guy, that would be an interesting play. We already have the bleed ball from you guys. So if we get the bleed ball and we get the dark, all we need to get is this guy's, which he's got the light. I'm saying if you guys can vote, though, feel free to pick the makeshift Sisyphus. Feel free to pick the physicist. If it's not going to work on this, I'm going to try and give it another quick go on a different setting and maybe just play for you guys, because like I said, I don't want to just have this be not playing in the way that we could be playing. So I'm going to give this one more go. We'll give it, we'll try and do Fast 9 on level 2 if we can, maybe on the second level. Alrighty, you guys. We got a little bit of time on this vote. I hope everybody's been enjoying the content so far. Like I said, if you want to check my stuff out on Sora, if you want to check me out on Twitch, I'm going to try and start doing some streaming. Like I said, this is a trial run. Ideally, it will be better as we go. So hopefully it is wonderful for you guys. We have Fast 9 here. Well, that's 9 minutes. That's still Fast 12. No Fast 9 here. What about here? That's got Fast 9. What about you? Only Fast 3. How about you? Fast 3. Alright, well, let's just go with this guy on... I'm a big fan of the Liminal Desert, so we'll go with Fast. Double on this. These guys haven't done it, so let's give it a go. Alrighty, chat. So like I was saying, if you had joined in on the Twitch, one of the things that I'm trying to push out here is the Kindness Hamiltonian. This is one of the votes, so hopefully you guys can get in here. Like I said, I'm probably just going to switch it over. I'm still going to stream for you guys, but I'm probably just going to play it my way. We're not going to be able to get the interactivity that I was hopeful for. And ideally, we can strive for better next time. So this is not the last time you guys will be seeing of me. If you are interested in the channel, I'm going to try my best to put out quality stuff for you guys as best I can. All right, let's hit it up. It's hot out here. Are we getting this one? Fleetfoot isn't the worst play. All right. We're almost to it. Still no votes. I'm a little worried this is broke, guys. I'm sure that it works a lot better than I think. I'm just not thinking right. Alright. So, as you can see, these guys got lasers and these guys move. This game gets so much more complicated. Looks like we might be getting fire and ice. We got this dark ball, so hopefully we can wind up to come over here, and then an iron ball. That would be the best combination for us, because like I said, these two with a flicker. It looks like somebody dropped some money in the chat. Nicely done. All right, let us go on and in. We got... All right, still going with no votes. Like I said, I'm worried it's broken, that you guys are still out there watching it beat you there, but frustrating that I can't get your voices heard. Ideally, over time, that will not be the case, so. All right. I really hope everybody's enjoying the stream so far. Like I said, this is work in progress, my channels, but I would like everyone to know that if anybody has any comments that they feel are worth contributing, I'm hopefully going to be able to listen. Like I said, I am trying to get myself together, so if anybody has any ideas. All right, we're getting the charms. So the thing with the dark ball, or at least the shade, is it's gonna all come from the back. Now it's hard to tell because of how many I'm sending out, but yeah. Alright, so we got what? That is Sacrifice. I'm less a fan of Sacrifice. Curse though. We can maybe get Curse build going. I just want to try and enable you guys. Look at what we can. Alright, let's get Sacrifice. Alright, we got this one. This isn't bad. Every time we get close to somebody, it's going to damage them. At least on the first pass. Alright, I'm trying to check on my front to see how you guys are doing, if I'm able to get stuff going on. So let me know how everyone's doing today. Alright, let's check it out. Alright. A little bit of damage, but like I said, we'll be able to make it through. I would have really preferred to keep that bleed ball for something else. It'll hopefully get a little bit more snappy if I have to cut you guys off. I'm really hoping that everybody's enjoying. Thanks to all my watchers out there. Looks like I was told that we're having a little bit of issues with actually doing the voting. So it was as I suspected, that it's not as simple as you guys don't have your voices want to be heard. So if that's the case, I'm just going to go ahead and call it after this one as far as giving you guys an opinion. No disrespect meant, chat, but I'm going to go ahead and pick my own and just have to find my own bleed balls. But you guys can hang with me, and I will make sure that as far as everything is concerned, that hopefully it's going well. I'm going to try and check it out. All right. Okay, guys, so it looks like we're probably getting that vampire. I really hope anybody that's decided to tune in is having a good time. I'm trying to make it as entertaining as I can. Like I said, it's a little difficult with me being in my first bit of streaming, but hopefully everybody's been having a good time so far with what we have gotten live. All right. All right, looks like we're getting the Sacrifice, and we are getting a mini boss. So in a little bit, I'm going to change this over so this vote is no longer a deal. I am sorry that I'm not able to really get this functional, but I'm going to do some research and try my best to make sure that it's going to work for next time. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and finish out this level with you guys and get this one going, and then we are going to move over to watching me play. So you guys are more than welcome to comment in the chat what you think of the strategy, or how you're thinking of the actual plan, or if you guys have some strategy that you think is worth more than mine. I'm all for it. I may not have the chats on the left and right, but I'm going to try and get you guys going in the future. So don't give up on me too fast there, dear listeners. We got you. All right. Like I said, this boss is pretty much toast, but if this was a hemorrhage, we'd be doing a lot better. Looks like we're getting more baby balls. I'm going to do my part to ideally get these uploaded into a longer form in case people aren't able to witness the live. So, when if anybody came into the Twitch chat, you might be wondering about this thing that I was talking about as the rules, about the kindness sample code. What is that? What does that mean, you know? So it basically means that if we live in a system, and that system has some kind of force and laws and rules, I think that the real bottom line is that it comes down to kindness is the force behind it all. Collaboration, cooperation. If you want to get things together, you're never going to have a bake sale of one person. It doesn't make any sense. Look at that, chat. We're making a bunch of money, though, because I'm not spending it on rerolls. You'll be seeing me spending the whole kit and caboodle here. Because like I said, the gold doesn't matter to me as much as getting this done. We gotta wind up making this happen, Captain. All right, so we may wind up having the benefit of having this run end early, but I'm gonna still try and play it my best for you guys. Like I said, being able to make my own decisions, I should be able to give you guys a much more reflective experience of how well this game can run. So we got kind of a little bit of a disparate thing because you guys are voting, and like I said, with me not having it live, it's just picking the left one. So we can try and get this fixed for the future, so ideally this false messiah over here can be making some real waves. 3, 2, 1, turret. There we go. It's like a fancy cog invader. We can't make any choices for ourselves, but we're going to make it as best we can. See, this is the problem with the shade. You don't have a pass-through, or you don't have a big enough multiplier up here, you can wind up dying. But hey, level up. Level up. All right, chat. You may be level 6, but I'm unfortunately going to have to give you a pass. Let's look at some of this, all right? This bleed ball does a lot of damage. The dark, not so much. But this guy, combined with this guy, we only got 189,000 damage. I want you to remember that for later, not just because we died, but 968 damage per second. It's important for later. We'll watch. All right, so here comes the real deal. I may not be able to have you guys interact in the way that I'd personally like to be able to set it up right, but I can at least give you guys my best stratagem when it comes to this game. Like I said, we're going to upgrade our leadership. Like I said, I'll lead you guys down the right road. Go ahead and get this going. And a little bit to upgrade it much. Maybe. It's still worth the money. So yeah, basically you've got 4 different resources in this game. You've got money, you've got meat, you've got wood, and you've got stone. So I spent a lot of my wood, so now that's the low one. So we're trying to get this to be finished. So let's go ahead and go like that. And there you go, all built up. And then if we had any other of these buildings, because they're right around this building, this adds +4 to all of these buildings when they need to be built. So all of these are all upgraded. I don't really need to build any of these. Like this guy, he could stand to be better. Nothing wrong with having a grand tree. All right, so I'll go ahead and call this for now. Let's go ahead and check out some character builds. This, I feel like, is one of the best ones. Now, if we could do this with this, we would be cooking with gas. But if you see, when we go to pick the Flagellant, we can't pick our good friend, the Shield Bearer. I can't pick you guys either, because like I said, I'm making the calls now. So this would be the only point where I could just sit back and we could both watch. So I don't mind either way. I can check the chat. I can show you guys some of the stuff I got going on. I can put some of my weird videos up for you guys to check them out. All right, so let us go ahead and make a more educated decision though. So we're going for trying to get the Heavenly Gates cleared. Has the Flagellant cleared the Heavenly Gates? No, he has not. So we can do that one. Honestly, I feel like this and this would be nice, but the baby balls counterdict. We want to make sure that these two work together. So sometimes this one and this one isn't bad, but if it doesn't enable, you kind of got a failing formula. So let's go ahead and what's this guy about? He's already done. So we could do dark. We could do iron. Can't do iron and egg sac, so what about you've been finished, you haven't been finished, but I can't pick you guys second. So let's just go ahead and give you guys some levels, and I'll just go ahead and try and play as best as I can on the side. Twitch gets one last ride, y'all. I'm gonna make sure that everything's as good as I can. I'm dropping it back down to 10 seconds. Hopefully everybody's, I'm going to pick the character now. And then, if there's an evolution or fusion, we'll go with the left. Okay? And then you guys can give me positive and negative events. All right. Let's give it a try. All right. Let us get back in the pit. I said you guys are going to be number 1. And we will go with... Oh. How about the flagellum? Oh. Well, guys, if I don't let you vote, I guess I can't let you in. All right, so who else hasn't finished? We got the embedded and the repentant and the cohabitants. All right, I think I'm going to go with the cohabitants and flagellum build, and we'll just stack on, we'll stack on baby balls. All right, let me show you how to multiply. We were looking at 968, roughly 970. We're talking about how much potential power. Now these guys are going to double the amount. This is going to make a whole lot. We will try and clear the heavenly gates. Now, as you can see, these guys haven't done this one. We're going to get to the void, you guys. We're going to clear the void and then head into New Game 3. I believe in you. We got this, y'all. All right, let's go ahead and check it out. So like I said, when it comes to the actual damage that we're looking at, I'm going to go with iron and movement speed, more balls when we're healed. I think that's the way to go. So it really comes down to trying to use synergies and synthesize your concepts. So when doing it like this, we don't have any special abilities, but we are just going purely on sheer force of volume. The amount that we're firing, we've got a leadership skill of 44. It's almost as high as our health. So we'll get up to 45, and here we go. This is what we're looking for. These guys and this guy, this is the key build. All right. Good deal. All right. So we get these gems, and then we level up. Like I said, these bonuses impact our overall ability to play. So when we got 43 baby balls, and they're doing about 11 to 14 each, it doesn't seem like a lot. But when you put them all together, now here's another one. These two together would make it so that we could put this one on every enemy on the field. But I'm going to try and do that at the same time with this. All right. As you can see, we are getting a good deal shot along. We're not getting really put behind. All right, so this is honestly the best one because we want to get the cornucopia. The cornucopia is a special kind of fused item. We can get the cornucopia by getting, I believe, we got the baby rattle. What's the other one? The horn. There is a warrior's horn, I think. That just means that we get more baby balls. But yeah, we can try and get these guys cleared off. It's more about getting the build to build. If we can't get there on the front end, we can get there on the back end. Okay, so I don't got chat really bailing me out now. This is my game. This is probably going to be my best build. So like I said, this multiplies my baby balls times 2. So we were at 40 something, and now we're at way more than that. We're at like 80. And it may not seem like a lot, but get this going. Like I said, the New Game Plus 2 is not very easy. I'm trying to get these guys knocked out, but it is a matter of performance. Okay, so now this is where I would say I'm trying to put these two together. I'm trying to put these two together. Let's find the horn. I don't really need you. I'm not going for you. I'm not really going for that, but I'd rather get this of all of them. What do we got? I got it again. All right, none of these. Specifically, I don't want magnet. I don't need that. All right, let's go. I don't need dark. I don't really need wellspring. Gemspring, my bad. Good card, though. This one's not bad, but I'd rather have the healer's effigy. That one's not going to be good. All right, now we're into the money. So I'm going to start spending some money. Not seeing what I'm looking for. Looking like this one might be good, but it's only on the next hit. All right, this isn't bad because then we can try and give a higher crit chance. I think I'll just go with the healer's effigy. Ooh, or, yeah, I think they're just going to go through. Because as much as it may be harder, I think getting to the back line is going to be much better. And then we're also going to get some side damage. We want to get that Phantom Regalia. That's basically going to be our out. I think I already lost my life once, so we really only got so much room here. Phantom Regalia would be more ghostly forcive, but I really need to put these guys together. Still looking for that warrior horn. Let's see if we can get it. Nope. I've only got like 2 more rolls. I've only got like 3 more rolls. This is the last roll. Do I gamble? That one's not bad. This one will make the voluptuous egg sack, but I feel like I'm gonna gamble. All right, well, looks like it didn't pay off. I could go with this again, but realistically, I'm gonna probably combine these two. So we will go with the healer's essence. All right, that'll hopefully keep us alive. This guy over here, he's gonna come in and not take any damage from our balls, but he is going to come in and give us some health. So hopefully this will just keep going up. I don't got the money, honey. We're gonna go with the 40% damage when dealing with from the side. All right, we are climbing up. We're about to deal with the first one of these. Already lost our lives, but now we can evolve. I think that this would be our best play. This would be our second best play, but let's go ahead and get this one going. All right, let's get going. All right. Good deal, you guys. We just gotta clear this out, and then from here, I need to get this combined with these two. Give me the cornucopia, guys. Come on, I need that horn. That'll make me even more powerful. The real thing is, right now we may be struggling, but not as bad as we could be. The bottom line is if we can get it to work. Look at that. All it has to do is that hemorrhage has to hit just a couple times, and it'll be down. So that'll push them back. I do have a little more money if we can get, I really want that horn. Still no horn. That's worth level 3 here. Alright, there you go. There's the fusion, and then we can evolve. Now, this Spider Queen has a chance of birthing an egg sac, which makes more these guys. So let's go with that. Alright, let's get in here. Okay, so by upgrading this, we can make it so that the hemorrhage is ideally going to be able to be looped in. So these two put together is our end goal. We got the healer's effigy. I can spend the money. Fire rate wouldn't be bad, but I really want to get that other baby ball totem. Still not getting it there, but I'd rather do this. And then now, once we get to this, or before it, we have this build set up. This build will make it so that it'll keep making more of the hemorrhage balls, and the hemorrhage balls do an immense amount of damage. So we realistically need to just put 2 and 2 together to make 5, friends. Alright. We are climbing up the board. As you can see, it's a little bit of a fight, but we should be able to get it. We're upping our speed now. this wouldn't be bad, but again, I am trying to get a specific totem here. I got one roll chance at it. Let's see. Peas. All right, well, it looks like we're locking it in. We are not getting the one that pairs with the baby rattle, which is unfortunate because that baby rattle with the horn would have gotten us a whole lot more, and then this would have been even more powerful. But looks like we're going to push people back. I'd rather push people back. At the same time, it would have been nice to be able to get another relic later. But we'll just lock it in, and then admit that these are going to be ours, and then just deal with the fact that they're going to throw a bunch of balls that I don't really want at us. Alright. I'm not really able to get the thing that I wanted, and these guys are fine, so unless I'm getting like a bleed, I don't really need that. Let's make them slower. And realistically, if I just go side to side, that'll make it so everybody's slower, and I'm pushing these people back. The real thing is, if you see, following that red ball, the red ball over here doing the red damage is doing a lot more damage when it actually hits this hemorrhage effect. It's doing like 300 damage, which is usually, like I said, proportional to the health level. Ooh, here we go. This is what I like to see. Alright, now, we can fuse. These guys will make the hemorrhage as the Spider Queen. That's what makes this game so incredible. We're going to go ahead and inflict 4 stacks of bleed and cause 212 to 392 hit damage. When it hits an enemy with 12 or more bleed, so 3 times, it'll consume all the bleed and deal 30%. That's almost a third of their health. And it has a 45% chance of birthing an egg sac, which those egg sacs from the Spider Queen are hemorrhage balls. So the hemorrhage is now in the Spider Queen. Now when it hits, whenever it goes off, see, look at that. All those red balls. Those red balls are doing the same as that one hemorrhage ball. So now it's got a way higher chance that it's going to knock them out. Alright. Let's heal this together, y'all. We are getting into it. Alright. I hope everybody's been enjoying. I'm going to go ahead and climb up this screen. But yeah, you see all the red? All these guys are doing a lot more damage. Like, a lot more damage. We're getting some health here. I think, let's go with more bleed. We can get it up on this, so now our healing's up at max. Once you get this far in, you can start to rely on some of the meta progression of the roguelike. But realistically, these are what make the difference between will you do this kind of a clear, where it's getting pushed back, and it's also getting destroyed in practically one go, or are you going to have an issue where you're not going to be able to launch these out? Yeah, let's get another hemorrhage going. I need to get this up to the top. I don't want to touch this just yet, because when I touch this, then that's going to make me go into the level up mode. At least for the fusion. So grab that, there we are. Now, well, not terrible. But honestly, I would need to get another Brood Mother. But I think that's honestly the smart play. Alright, so I need to upgrade that metal still. I need to get this iron going. Come on, iron. Of course it's that one. I don't think that these two merge together, maybe with a way that I'm not trying to have them do. But I do have some more coins. Let's go ahead and do that. That way, if I don't wind up getting my iron level up here in a second, I shouldn't get anything else now. Alright, give me my levels. Everything is up to the level. Now, we need to get these two fused and that one fused. There we are. this matters more than this. So let's go for that one first. All right, now we immediately need to get one more level. So let's get that cleared out. Come on, give me another fusion. Technically need 2 fusions. I don't think we're getting that in time, but we can try. Now, in case anybody's enjoying, or in case anybody's missing this stream and checking it out in the future time, howdy, I'm Paul, and I hope you're enjoying yourself. But more to the point, I am going to try my best to do this regularly. I'm going to get the voluptuous egg sac. That is going to give us a lot of damage on sending out a bunch of egg sacs. So, we have the Spider Queen over here sending out hemorrhage. If I can get one more fusion, then we are in business. And this build is basically absolutely unstoppable. I mean, it's already absolutely unstoppable, but it will be ridiculously unstoppable. You see, every time that those red balls go off, we're just going to charge up the field and take it out. Alright. We're still not getting what I need. This map, well, I guess this map is more. I really need to get it bumped up. Come on, give me the levels. I need one more fuse, and whenever we get to the top, we're not going to get any more fuses, so. Come on, give me my levels. Oh, we're getting real close to the limit. Oh man, I needed that in a moment. I'm really worried that we're not going to make it in time now. We got to get one more of those in time, and not looking too handy dandy. Another bleed if you don't mind. Alright, so. Yep. No fuse. It's alright though. This one right here, these two, and then ostensibly this guy just hanging out. We will make it happen. If I had only stepped a little differently and picked up that fusion a little later and got like 2 levels out before I was able to do it. Yeah, the second this guy actually lands and gets hit by the red ball system, we are pretty much in business, and he's toast. Look at that. He landed for like 2 seconds and he's got like 40% of his health left, if that. Look at that. He is just getting chewed up. I'm not even touching it. We did it! Like I said, this bleed system works. Hey, we got 2 achievements. Both the Flagellant and the Cohabitants have beaten all their levels. So isn't that something? Alright. Like I said, this game is incredible, and I'm excited for all of the updates. They said they were going to be putting out some updates soon. If the developer checks me out, I've really been enjoying your game, and I appreciate the looky-loo. So I may not have gotten the Twitch thing to work, but I don't think that's necessarily with your software. I've seen other people get it to work. I think it's more, we're just not up to technical difficulty snuff yet, and I am sorry I wasn't able to start right at 8. But we are going to try and do better about it next time now that we know how to actually work it. Alright, nothing to upgrade here. I'll just get a little more money and let you guys know what the process is going to be next. So, we got the last 2 gears. What does that mean in the land of Balbalon? So, in the land of Balbalon, we are looking at upgrading the pit. We upgrade this. I'm not sure what visually updates here, but it's different now. It's slightly undulated. All right, so we're going into the void, the vast void. All right, this is one of the best characters in the game. I'm not a big fan of his ball type. That is basically the biggest limitation. He's got lightning, he's got light. Both of these are pretty good. I'm going to show you the flicker build this time. So we got the physicist over here. And then I don't think I can do these 2 together. So we could do the light. And why don't we do the light and the dark? We'll put the shade on the physicist's head. All right, cool. I am going to go ahead and get this going. I'm not sure if you guys are paying attention, so I'm going to try and make it interesting. Give me just 1 second and I got the shade for that physicist. So I'm going to drop in. Don't get too worried, pals. We got the light, we got the dark. Let's go ahead and continue into the pit. All right, Vast Void. This is one of the hardest levels in the game. This will complete New Game Plus Plus, and I can't get the New Game Plus 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 yet. So let's go ahead and hop in the void. I'll be right back. You guys hang loose. All right. I hope you guys didn't miss me too much. All right. Let me see if I can get up in. We are going to try and get into the void. I've got the shade. I brought the physicist. Let's hope that they don't totally mess me up, all right? Okay. So, the build that we are shooting for is the Flicker build. The Flicker build allows us to do damage to everybody at the same time. So theoretically, if we could find a way to get a black hole flicker, that'd be the best because it would hit everybody once and we'd be done. But I think the cell's a really good way to go too. I'm not really seeing a better choice than the cell, so let's go for the cell. This is a ruse. This guy back here is going to make it so that we shoot from the back side and not the front side. So Healer Effigy would probably be the best. Or we could do this, bonus damage until they hit a wall. Or criticals. I think he's got a base critical. So let's go with the Deadeye Amulet. Alright. We are trying to clear these guys out, and like I said, it's coming from the top end, and the physicist has them bounce down. So we are using real ball physics. Alright. So obviously we're going with the deep ball, like I said. As much as it seems like it's a bad play, and someone would say, that's just the weakest one, it is in fact the strongest one. The developers were amazing and gave us the best one to start. So, anyway. I just need to get one iron and we're there. That's the benefit of picking these two characters. Or picking an iron and a bleed. But there's only the two bleeds. They're bringing you guys the chat in. And like I said, I can't get it to work. So that's basically a different form of cogitator. I might try and put the screen down just for a minute to see if I can get it to work better, but we will see. I realistically want that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take the laser out of the deck. I'm going to take the burn out of the deck. I don't really need the magnet. You can stay, because I don't mind you going with the cell later in case we don't get this in time, but I want an iron. See here. There's that horn I needed a minute ago. So yeah, like I said, I got this horn here from the last run. That makes more baby ball damage. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the area of effect. That one's not bad. I really don't want that, but overgrowth isn't the worst ball. Alright, I don't need you guys. You aren't the worst. This, however, might be good because we're going from the back. I really want to get an iron in here, but we'll just put the dagger. All right, come on, get this guy. All right, well, he missed, so anyway. We can go ahead and evolve now. We are going to go for not that. That is a ruse. The sacrifice does way less than if we hit up this flicker right now and try for us to get this physicist together. But ideally, if we can manage this, I can show you the absolute insanity of this build. This is a good one, this is a good one, but come on, I don't need that really. I need an iron. I've got 12. I'm really worried it's not gonna make it. All right, well, I can bet again. Oh, I really want that iron. Come on, iron. All right, well, fine. We'll upgrade the flicker. We need that later. But at the end of the day, I'm not really willing to put that flicker with anything else because the best way we can go right now is to get that iron and make a hemorrhage and then get all of the enemies to get hit with hemorrhage. Come on, iron. Not an iron. We got more money now. No. That yes, but no. Alright, we're running low on money. One last play. Oh, still no iron. Alright, we're getting the flicker to max. A little bit of damage taken, but nothing too insurmountable. I really don't want to go down the just bleed. Might wind up having to spend that on just a level if I don't wind up getting the iron ball fast. Oh, come on, iron ball. There we go. Alright, it is worth getting this and just fizzing. So this fission over here, it may seem like it's not the right way, but I'm telling you, we can get the fusion and then the fusion, and then that will make it so that the final boss will just be a cakewalk instead of it being a matter of difficulty. Alright, so what do we want here? We could get maggots. Maggots aren't bad. I don't really care about you. Yeah, I'm not willing to waste my bleed ball, and I don't really care about passes through. I mean, it's not the worst, but let's go for maggots. It's not exactly what I wanted, but hey, it's not really what I'm focused on. That is helpful. Evolution. We are 2 levels of hemorrhage and 1 fuse away from the build manifest. And I tell you guys, when we're gonna get it, you're gonna see how it just chews up the board. It is omnidirectional, and that's what I'm trying to do with my stuff. I realistically need this hemorrhage up. Hemorrhage, thank you. Thank you for the help. Hit with these guys down here. Shame. Alright. So we got this, and then whenever I get the hemorrhage going. Alright. Alright. We got a level. Let's see here. I got 90. I don't really need anything per se. I guess, well, I do need the hemorrhage actually. So I can't get the hemorrhage this time. I think we'll overheal. Now they're gonna go super fast. Ideally, we can make it. All we gotta do is chew out this boss and get this level in time. Come on, hemorrhage. Here we go. I've got level 3 here. Have we lost a life yet on this pass? I'm worried we have. Come on, hemorrhage. Come on, hemorrhage. All right, cool. Good deal. We will get him. We just gotta get this guy hit with the ball enough. Oh, come on. Get in here. Why are you bouncing off? I need you to get that hemorrhage down here, buddy. Oh, man. That's such a shame. Alright, well, you win some, you lose some. Alright, well, I am going to go ahead and take a brief sojourn intermission and try my best to see if I can get this Twitch up and running. I'm going to tell you guys, I am not 100% sure how I can up and end it. So I'm going to keep going and hopefully get some progress going here in a second. like I said, it's a little unfortunate because we were right there. If I could have gotten that fuse together, you guys would have seen some real damage. So I think theoretically the best thing to do would be to not get discouraged and try once more. Realistically, the most easy way to do it is these two guys. But this isn't bad either. Let's go ahead and go down the strategy tacticianary path. This iron and say, let's go with dark as well. Yeah, let's go with the shade and the tactician. So tactician and shade. All right, so he's going to make him shoot from the back. He's going to make this a completely different kind of game. All right, so we're going back to the vast void. Hopefully this time we can make it happen, Captain. I hope any and all viewers, both past and present, have been enjoying yourself. Alrighty, so we got lightning. Not really what I'm wanting. Cell isn't bad. Let's go for the cell. All right. I think I'm going to try and get this to keep that boss pushed back in case something happens in the future. All right, so can I just push these guys? I never tried it that way. All right, so to do it is like this. All right, well, I need to do some better angling. I don't play enough with the tactician, but he is a good character. So as you can see, the tactician is making it so they go, then I go. It's about finding the right position and ideally not having the balls do that, going all the way down the screen. All right, we got the bleed going. That's the real bottom line, is if we can get the bleed and the hemorrhage going. All right. Our hope is to wind up getting it so that we can have basically an infinite series of getting that hemorrhage ball out and about. So the flicker and the flicker, and then maybe possibly transforming it into some variety of. Oh, that wasn't that good. We had most of those go down into the ball, the void over there. All right, let's go for that. So the real aims is we want to get as many bounces as we can so that we can try and keep it going. All right. We got this, so now we can make the hemorrhage. That is half the battle won. That hemorrhage is realistically where most of the problems come. I want to be getting these three guys. Alrighty. As you can see, we only got just these two little rows of guys, so we're doing pretty dandy. I do see another pit over here that's going to make it difficult. Alright, there we are. Alright, let's go like this. I believe we can do that. Alright, we're looking pretty good up here. It may have paused, but what about this? We don't want that. We could go for, let's look at the dictionary. This guy, the Incubus, charms the enemies. Cursed enemies are dealt extra damage. That might be not the worst idea, but we want to try and get some kind of omnidirectional thing going. We want to either go with something that makes a lot of different kinds of balls, or that makes it so that we have some good synergy. So I feel like if we could get this cell combined with something, we might actually be better off than just going with that combination. I don't really need the Crown of Thorns right now, even though that might help. I could do, actually the Crown of Thorns might have been a good move as far as the tactician's concerned, but like I said, I don't play as enough. We got, that's a good play, but let's read about this one, shall we? We've got the Phantom curses enemies which are dealt extra damage after being hit 5 times. That's not terrible, again, like I said, but I really want to go for something a little bit better, so. We could do this. This, I think, is probably our best track. So then we do these two and these two, and then the Dark Ball, we'll just figure out what we're doing. All right, not terrible. We only got this many guys over here. I think that's probably our best shot. All right, we got a fusion. Evolving this. Again, like I said, the sacrifice is a trap. This hemorrhage does 20% of their health, and this guy only does a little damage. We want percent of the health. Alrighty. So we are shooting for the hemorrhage, and I'm going to go ahead and try and make sure these guys don't get any closer, and we will go for that kind of an angle shot. All right, so now we are going to go this way with it. Yeah, that hemorrhage is already doing some damage, but we need to go. Deeper. All right. That guy back there is realistically more of an enemy than this guy right here. Should have enough bounce up there. See, look at that. We got a fusion here. I don't really need that. I need these two together. What is that going to make up Iris? I believe it does. Let me check this so I know. I'm not going to make the virus. But, cell. Okay, well, fine. Let's go to the cell then. Virus is that? Nope, not that. Where is the cell? Alright, the mitochondria. Not listed, huh? Alright, well. I'm not trying to get it, so it doesn't really matter. Fission. I need to get those 3 levels. Good deal. Alright, and then we got this immediately. Oh, wait, why didn't it do that? Or wait, okay, yeah, no, we need to put these together first. So, let's go ahead and do that. Not often you get 2 back-to-back like that. Alright, whoa. And then we got another level. Wow, we are on fire this time. Okay, so, now we are on this part of the tactician fight. I would say with us being almost to the first level, we are in some really solid shape. The only way it could get better is if I was able to somehow get no, I think that we're in pretty much our best tip-top shape. I think that we're good. Those holes aren't helping though. We realistically need to be able to shoot it in a more direct fashion. Oh, see, look at that. It put me all the way over there. Alright, so these guys here should be impacted by the wind. It realistically comes down to trying to make the right smart choices. So we can go with that. I'm hopeful that it's going to work. Alright. They are recalled. Let's go down here. Alright, now we go like this. Cool. We are working it up. So this isn't bad. This makes another launch a ball. Okay. After hitting the back of the field. Well, they're never going to hit the back of the field, so that's not going to really work. Phantom's not bad. We could go with the curse build for that other side, or whatever we're doing with this. But I realistically need to get that voluptuous up. Voluptuous. More baby ball damage. I mean, yeah, that's what we need ultimately, so I'm going to go with that. All right. We are on this angle, I'd say. All right, so what I'm trying to do is to get this egg sac to make more of the hemorrhage balls. That's what I was trying to do in the last build. And like I said, we need to look at the bottom line DPS, the damage per second that we're trying to put out. And this one I feel like has the highest. So we unfortunately did not get that level in time. So this is a wasted one, but we will still make the best of it. All right, I just need to get these 3 guys down. And then we'll get some more here in a second. But we're not even to our first mini boss. And we are already cruising and destroying it. All right, let's try and get all these guys on here. All right, go with this kind of angled shot. All right, there we go. Got those cleared out. Hopeful that that hole, yeah, no, that hole is giving me a hard time. All right. So if we go with that kind of an incidental bounce. The real thing is it's kind of like playing pool. It's mostly Brick Breaker if anybody's played it from back in the day. All right, well, if we're doing that one, slowing them down in the same column, we may as well get critical as well. All right. We are at the first exclamation. Ow. All right. Let's go ahead and try and get it. Now this hemorrhage, once we get enough bleed on there, is going to wind up being exponentially more powerful. So let's try and do it this way. Alright, so as you can see, we have a miss. That is the reason why it's better to have field-based status, because if I were to just miss, then it's not going to get me anywhere. Hey, look, I missed the second hit. Alright. You guys. I'm going to do it this way. Ah, see? You see that 999? That's tearing the mini-boss apart. Honestly, I don't want to combine these two, but I think I'm going to go with the bleed again. Or should I go with critical? I'll go with bleed. Because the bleed is going to make it so this is more effective. We just need to get more stacks of people to bleed. If I can get what's it called? A light, then that would make it so that everybody would take this damage. Alright, cool. We are on to the next bit. If anybody has been tuning in, I hope you've been enjoying. I'm going to try and do different kinds of streams and content. I figure this is the most approachable method that I could go with, and I hope that it's been a fun time for people so far. I might wind up taking a brief pause here in a level, and as long as you guys are still cool with hanging out, I will be here for the reverse of that. Let's go ahead and look at this. Back of the field, again, that's not really helpful to us. I don't really want the Earthquake. Reacher's Spear isn't terrible, but I need the Deadeye Pendant, honestly. That's good, but... we got 287. That's still the play that makes the most sense. Alright. I'm gonna go for the rattle. No rattle. More baby balls, though. I don't really have a heal build, though. Let's go with another reroll. Still not good. Sorry to moo at you guys. Alright, let's go for this. If I go for holding on to this and I go with the Voluptuous Egg Sac with the bleed, then hopefully one day we can get this guy paired up with this guy and then get these two together, and I can show you how that build works. We do have enough time. This is realistically what you need to look at. This is what determines how long this game is actually going to last. Now, it tells you time in the front end, but I'm looking at it more honestly, and I think that when it comes to it, it's more about the moves and the enemies up at the top, how we're going to actually fight them. This ideally will help us to, there we go, see look, he's going to get torn up. I just need to get the 2 levels here. Alright, realistically, it's that guy. Alright, so this I want to fuse. I've already got that. I am just going to go ahead and fish. It may not be the best move, but it's the move I'm making. Alright, cool. Phantom Regalia? No, it's just the Ghostly Corset. Let's go with the Ghostly Corset. It'll make the balls go through the enemies. And when it comes to having them go through the enemies, we can have it go like that. Alright. We are peeling these enemies apart. We got all leveled up balls. We just gotta get this put together. I hope anybody who's been watching or chatting has been having an absolutely excellent time. We are getting there, folks. Alright, so now, Protective Charm. I think I'm gonna save the money for later if I need it, and just go for that one. Alright. Now, we want to go with on the side. We still got at least roughly 2 merges to account for. Okay, those file out. Here, and realistically, that pit's going to give me a hard time. These holes are the hardest part about this level because they change up the playing field and make it so that an easy shot, even with a character like this, becomes a real difficult play. You got to be more considerate about how the play field is looking. Let's try it like this. All right, we got him. So guys moved. We'll go with that direction, I think. Alright. Slowly but surely we're climbing up here. Alright, so alrighty guys. We are creeping up this second mini boss leveling. I really need to get these 2 put together so I can get those 2 put together and these 2 can be put together just to make sure that this works even better. If we can find the time, we can make this into a hemorrhage as well, but I don't think we got the time. Okay, it's just going crazy. If it wants to do a little damage, I ain't mad at it. It's a really good shot doing it like that. Hold on. Do we find a strategy? Right. Obviously not like that, but I think this might be pro strats, guys. Alright, so now the balls can't come back. They're going to hit this portal. Theoretically, they should just keep going. They're trying to get into my back end, but they keep on hitting that portal and then they keep getting looped back in. Can't really get absorbed. If only that hemorrhage has got there. We really want to get that flicker hemorrhage going sooner rather than later. We're almost to it though. We need to get it together before this guy because after that, it's all bets are off. And then we got 1 hemorrhage ball that we are fingers crossing on the final run. All right, let's go with this way. Oh wait, no, the strat. I'm already forgetting. All right, so over here, let's try and get a little bit lower. Yes, that looks perfect. All right, so go for save that way. And then they keep on trying to go into the thing, and they keep getting sent back out. Which this with the actual portals, or with the actual flicker hemorrhage is going to be insane if we can get it to just keep on sending it out. It'll just clear the field over and over. Are we done? That last guy is trying to get in. Alright, cool. Okay, so we could theoretically do it with like this as well. Let's do it on the side. Alright, so now we are about good there. So we need to get it to go into here. So bounce, bounce, bounce. We want to go with like that. Alright, we are more dexterous than ever before. Got it, guys. That cornucopia. That's gonna make this insane. Honestly, I'm not sure whether it's better to go this way or that way then. Obviously, we don't want to stand in it. Up. Oh, it's close. Sorry guys, technical difficulties, you know better. Alright, and then... yeah. Alright, so we are trying to get it to this point. We want it to be in between the two of them. So if we are going right, we want it to go up and hit like here. Which means that we want it to go like low angle of incident to here. Which means we want it to go like low angle of incident to here. Which means that realistically we want to go with a low angle of incident like this. I think this is good. Let's give it a try. Hey, well, we miss all the shots we don't take. It's not terrible. We are getting pretty close in here, folks. Let's get, let's try and get this, flicker ball. Alright, so if I'm going for trying to get him to bounce to back there, then we want like... Alright, y'all, I think this is a real pro strat. I've been trying to play this before, but physics... my guy, physics are working for us. If only we could just like bring one of these along and go, no, don't give it to us. Just put it back on the field. Okay, so let's go like this. May not be as slow on the pickup, but hey, we got an evolution. That flicker. So here's why we're doing it this way. Ideally, this will deal enemy damage to everyone on screen. If we can get that combined with this, everyone takes percent damage every couple of hits, which is every couple of seconds. So if we can get this bleed ball on the voluptuous egg sac, we may see quite a quick time of turnover. I realistically need to get this up too, so if I'm going to combine that with that. I mean, I've got them both, so it's just a matter of getting the actual fuse, but once we get to here, we are out of fuse chances. So, I want to make sure that I'm not going to wind up, yeah, I guess that. got, this would be nice, but it's more important for us to get that flicker into hemorrhage. Y'all, I've wanted to be a streamer for a really, really, really long time, and it's super nice to be able to finally be in and at it. I think that we want to go for, we want to go with something like this. So let's go for underneath a little. So it's going to come here to here. We want to go for, say, like this incident. And then we will bounce back to this general path up through here, and then that bounces back up through here, and then that bounces to over here, so like there, I guess, a little higher up. It's looking pretty good. We get a bit of damage on that one. Alright, we are almost to this, which means that we are about to have only the boss can upgrade this, and then it would have been nice to pick one up here. This, I think, is our last play on before it comes to the mini boss. Oh, there we go, we got it. Fusion. No, we did not get it. I needed to get one more level. Silly me. This wouldn't be bad, but I'm going for this, because I think this helping this is better than this helping that. This makes it so well, now hang on. Do I want it so it's a global bleed and everybody gets bleed damage and then people get touched by the hemorrhage? Or do I want everybody to get hit with hemorrhage and then some people get touched with extra bleed? The exponentiation should be on the hemorrhaging. So maybe this is the right play. And then just have it so everyone gets flashed with bleed. I don't know. I think I'm going to go down the dangerous road and we're going to go with this. Voluptuous egg sac and hemorrhage instead of going with the hemorrhage and what I was trying to do, which was flicker. So this way, it makes 4 or 3 egg sacs and has a 3-second cooldown, but it inflicts the bleed, and when it hits the 12 stacks, they give 30% of their damage as the current health. Now they spawn those balls with this effect, so this stacks onto every single one of these, and those make more, so you're going to hit them up hard and heavy now. Now I really need to get this one more level and combine these two at the least so that when this is live, everyone is getting hit with this, and then hopefully the hemorrhage balls will make the difference. So we're about to get up to the mini boss. Got one more to the mini boss, I'd say. Yeah, you see those red balls? I was telling you about the red balls. The red ones are making it so that it's causing hemorrhage damage across the board. Here we are at the mini boss. Alright, it is once again an orb. I certainly know well enough about that. Again, big thanks to the people who developed Ball Pit. You guys are doing great, and I'm really excited to see what the new updates are going to hold. Alright, so now, oops, we can try and go like this. Alright, cool. Turtle, and then if we were to judge it like that, ideally hitting some of those guys, ideally hitting some of these guys, ideally coming back around, and then like that. I'd say, yeah, that's probably my best bet. How did I get pushed in there? I don't get it. I didn't move. Oh well. I tried not to move at least. Alright, so bounce, 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 bounce. Should be a little higher, sorry. Bounce, bounce. Alright, we'll go with
that guy. But you see, if we can get those egg sacs to spawn more hemorrhage balls, this is a really good play, but I need this bad. Ooh, wait, how far are we? Okay, we're about to get that, so I'd rather have the on flicker everybody gets. And then if we get we can either get an iron ball next time and then try and shoot for a second flicker, or a second hemorrhage, and then we can put these two together, hopefully. But we got some time. We got at least 2 fusions. We've been playing excellently as far as these. Alright, so we are looking at this orb. He's gonna die probably this round. Just gotta get hit with enough of those red balls. And look at that, his health just chews away. There he goes. Alright, now we I realistically don't want to waste this vision on the fusion on a vision. So this would have been a smart play if I had upgraded that, but the bleed flicker is going to have to do for intents and purposes. We are flickering a bleed, so then every 1.2 seconds they will inflict 4 stacks of bleed, receiving 1 damage when hit by a ball. But more importantly, the area effect also affects. So now, of course, like I said, if we had gotten that a moment ago and could have mixed it, I would have rather had that guy, but we didn't have that in play yet. Alright, so now we've gotten the second mini boss down. We're almost to the last. This is the most difficult part of the New Game Plus experience. Is getting once again through the void, the vast void. Alright, now we are looking at maybe that's good. Alright, so there, and then we can go. We're hopeful that they're going to come back down this way. That way, I want them to kind of bounce past me. So like here is what I want. Those two intersect at about this point. So let's go with that, That I think is the angle I want. Yeah, as long as that bleed ball's on screen, everybody's getting bleed every couple of seconds. Really want to get another fuse so I can put these guys together. Well, this system's working too well. That ball will not come back. Almost. There we go. We want to go with as close as we can get without being in the actual portal. There we go. So then we want that to be the incident, so we can go for here. We can go for here, and then we'll follow that back over to here, and then again bounce to here, and then that brings it over to this, I'd say. Alright, we are looking at I guess 2 to 5 balls. 33% or 35. So 1 to 3 is long as out. That's 2 to 5. I guess I'd rather go for the potential of the sure thing. Hey, look, that brood mother's already not making it back in. Made it that time. That's what I was showing you. Right. Last ball falls. All right, now we are not really that far into the very end, so we probably got some more fusions. I think that this is not impossible. We might even see a Phantom Regalia. This doesn't really matter to me. Maybe making it a bleed, maybe making it a Spider Queen, and then making it a hemorrhage, but we don't have time. We're not getting these top ones up. I should have been more patient and tried to do something with this, but if this was our one option, let's go ahead and try and clear out this top row. Hey, we got another fuse. Let's see evolve. Oh yeah, the cornucopia. That cornucopia will spawn 0 to 1 extra baby balls. That's a lot of balls, baby. Hitting them up. This. I don't want to hit that portal. That portal is going to be real difficult. So let's go for that. I should have backed down by that portal over there, but oh well. Now we know. Ooh, lots of fire. There we go. Alright, so we need to go back here. Yep. Yep. That sucks. Yeah, so what's this way? Up. Up. Back. Now. Alright. Hang. This is the way. Those red balls do a lot more damage than they seem because they hit for percent whenever they land right. Alright, we need to go over here. Alright, so there it is. Hopefully not picking that up. There. And then that is not going to work. So, the other side, back, over, up, and then reverberation. I'm basically tracking where it is likely to go, in case anyone's wondering why the heck. I'm just trying to stage it up in a way, and hopefully I get the most amount of bounces for my buck, because as you can see with this tactician, it's one step at a time. It is not as simple as just shooting them all and hoping to go. We've still got that pit there, so hopefully it's not going to be a pit. Well, we got more fission. That's good, that's better. And then both of those are baby ball types, so we are getting there. These guys. Combined, I'd say. Alright. So that is here, here, here. Here. Feel this to be close to a screen cleaner. Nope. Yeah, that's because this guy really needed the iron that they tried giving me one later. It's not really fair, guys. Gotta give me my best chance. It's okay, we're gonna get through this together. It's just gonna be a little bit clunkier than I would have liked on the front path. Alright, so I don't need that. I really want to get the other half of the Phantom Regalia. Got 56. It's too late on that. Need the well springs. We are looking for gold here. I've got the shade, so I'm going to go with the back. Alrighty, we are hitting everybody up on the screens. One more level, and that means that we're doing max damage to the backside. And with me shooting to the backside, that is probably going to be our best amount of DPS, is upgrading that potentially. We got the cornucopia maxed out. You guys are trying to make a little move here. I need to try and bounce you like that. It's all about seeing the ripple effect. That one ball's just going and going and going, and ideally it's the one that I plotted out. Otherwise, oops. Not that I put it past me. Mistakes happen, friend. And I am not above that. We are really cooking on this, though. We don't have very much further to go. Alright, let's go ahead and put that there on the back side of my foot. That way, we're trying to get this whole entire thing. Alright, so we're gonna do like this. Gonna try and come in, but it's gonna have next to less way to go. Alright, we're almost there. Really wish I got the hemorrhage on the flicker. Like I said, it is a lot, but I also saw that the hemorrhage on the flicker means that it is only when you have a DPS of it being on screen. So if you miss, then you're only doing 1 to 2 maybe pulses of the actual flicker hemorrhage. So that can do a lot of damage over time, but if you want to do raw mean damage, I am telling you, I think with the way that we're building it, as much as it's not exactly the same as what I would like, that should be a hemorrhage ball instead of just the blood. We will get, at the very least, a pretty quick run final boss. We are almost there as well. We've got so much of this level done, and I don't even think I've died yet. Alright, don't need that necessarily. Do I want to make maggots? Not especially. Let's go with, I still need to pick a ball, so it's gonna wind up being something. Maybe I can get another bleed. Nope. Bleed. Nope. Bleed. Nope. One more try on the bleed. Well, I don't really care about the money. Bleed. Nope. Alright, my decisions have been made for me. So, let's go with freeze. I am going to try and figure out, once I get done with this level as well, why and how I'm supposed to get the actual Twitch availability so you guys can participate, because I'd really like to have this be a two-way thing.
I know that I've been kind of ignoring the chat, and I do apologize for that. Hopefully it has not been going off, and I've just been missing out, but take a quick moment to give it a gander while he's shooting his stuff. It looks like we are still going pretty good. Like I said, thank you to everybody for watching. Oops, that's trying to hit us. Need to land that shot. I'm really worried about this, so we want to try and avoid this. So shoot this into an angle. But hopefully that'll avoid more than anything. Well, one whole level. Alright.
So now we are looking at less than a quarter, I'd say, of the level left. We want to try and avoid that. Realistically being next to this. You go to here, 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 here. So let's do that. It just sucks that the one only got to us one time. That hemorrhage ball realistically is doing most of the damage. Look at how everybody's covered in bleed. I know that it's also with the flicker, but that flicker is only really setting these guys up so that then the hemorrhage can come in and collect up. That's why I said if I could have gotten a steel ball on here, it would have been a whole lot more better, or iron, I'm sorry. No, they don't have steel. But I do think ultimately, and I was talking to the dev about this, that I think it would be beneficial if there was an ascension mode for the pit, where it still goes up in difficulty, but it goes through the game on a new game, where you try and go through with different detriments. I know that some have different detriments, like for example, none of the baby balls. But other than the first character, everybody's got perks. So to me, I think that we need to have it so that everybody's got faults and deficits. Oh man, guys, look at that. We are functionally there on the boss. So look at that, we're getting those red balls heading out, leveling up. Do we need anything here? I'm not going to be able to evolve this time. Yeah, we'll go with that. I don't really need the help. So here we are, tactician. Let's get this king going, king. What's happening here? Is it frozen? Is that what that is? Just looks like one of my balls is hanging out. Oh, it's gone now. Alright, cool. We cleared all that out, and now it is the boss, right? Yep, there's the boss. He killed those guys. Alright. What we want to do is try and bounce this in a way that it's going to bounce against him a bunch of times. Alright, so I think that. There we go. Hasn't even opened its eyes yet. Let's see how far down it goes. Let's start chewing. Yeah, like I said, with this not being a metal, it's a little frustrating. So we'll go with this. Alright, I always forget. The moon has a 2-phase process, so we gotta get rid of all these guys first. We basically have to defeat all 8 levels again, all these little guys. Move along. You, there we are. Slowly chunking it down. Alright, as you can see, the moon has a whole lot of health. That's why I always suggest using those hammer cutting a percentage. And that percentage means that even if you had a really, really high number on the front end, if you did a lot of leveling, the percent is almost always going to be higher. If I give you a $20 discount or a 20% discount, obviously what's the cheaper thing is going to be better with the 10% discount. I'm sorry, the $20 discount. But if we're looking at an actual, like, big purchase of a lot of things, that discount is going to get you a lot more by having it on a percent. And that works backwards with all this damage. This damage coming back is making it so instead of it doing, I'm doing this many hundreds of damage, I'm doing this many points, it's going, give them a percent. Like I said, with this not being attached to this, that was a misplay. But I was trying to get this and this to work, and I did. There's that. And get these guys backed up. So I want to hit all of these. So, boop, boop, boop. We're really hopeful that we're going to get some of these destroyed. Alright. So we got that fire coming out. This guy over here probably deserves to get hit. So let's go ahead and put that together. Here. We'll go like this. He will get blown back or destroyed. He's destroyed. Alright, so now we're on this. He's still fighting it off. Ideally, we can get that going. Alright, now we got another level. But it's just resources. We may as well get the gold. Gold's the most valuable because we can use the gold to do more harvesting. Now, I'm not going to bore you guys and do a super harvest stream. Unless at some point the developer is so enthralled by the way I'm trying to play it that they go, hey, actually, no, we do want you to show us how it's done as far as that's concerned. I'm all for it. I do enjoy the actual harvesting in this game. I just think that it needs a little bit of polish. Whatever the case may be, I believe in it personally. Alright, we are almost halfway through the first phase of the moon. So, soon. Like I said, the real problem is without us having an affect the entire screen and us having a click, move kind of character. At the very least, we are not facing a situation where we are not gonna win. I think we're gonna win. Now the second phase is a lot more difficult, but also we got a real strong build going here. So there's that one down. Look at that, those ones are dead. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nodes left. But you're the most amount of damage I can get in a second, so I need to hit this, that. Alright, we are down to these 5. Look at these 5 points. And that. That's neat. I never noticed that the eyes follow you when you're moving around. And all the other ones just kind of stand there, but these eyes move, and I'm talking about these guys. They move with you. There we go. Okay, well that was dumb of me. Alright, now that I done womp myself, yeah, that's good. Stand in the portal. Alright, so that going there. I want to hit up these. So I need to get like this kind of angle going. Alright, that's another one down. We are down to 3 left. And then like I said, even if you have a super duper fancy ball, even if you have a real situation where it's looking like, hey, it's a lot better and faster for me if I'm just going to load it up with surface band. Sorry, I realistically feel though that the area of effect is what makes it go the absolute fastest. Alright. That. gonna do is once we beat this moon, because we're gonna beat this moon, I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick restroom and water break, and then I'm going to get back into the run of it all. But I'm not gonna let you guys go bored. I think I'm gonna try and run, in my opinion, a good build with the what's his name? The Survivalist. Is that it? The rugged environmentals. Hopeful that I think it's the Survivalist. Alright, so let's get this Tactician and what else do I got here? And the Shade of Victory. So I want to get this guy. So let's go with that to that angle. It looks like I hit him a couple times. There we are. We are now fighting the moon itself. This thing's gonna move wildly, might I add. Alright, so we are good there. I'm willing to take the hit. Let's go ahead and get all up close to first. This the Tactician, we realistically want to get the best footing we can, so it's not a real problem of taking the extra moment. I'm going to go with this. I hope that I can get the hemorrhage on there, and then the flicker on the bleed will do the rest of the heavy lifting, and then I'm just going to need to hit him with a couple of those pokes, and it's done. Ooh, got hit. Let's go ahead and try and get as big of an incident angle as we can so it'll go back and forth. Look at all those high-end damage points. It's going to hit me for some. Right here on the tank. See how we do. Oof, oof. Up as best I can. I just want to try and get this lined up because there we go. Alright, so I don't need to necessarily hit the moon. I need to get the moon to get hemorrhaged. Oops, getting hit. Alright, so getting some of those criticals in, but look, the bar is pretty low. He's not got very long. Make a movement on that. Threw us into the portal. That was not my ideal move. Alright, so this. Hit him with one at least. Realistically, if I can get just like 6 or 7, 8 more shots on him, we're good. Just need to hit him with that hemorrhage. Like I said, that is one of the most powerful ways to do it. And then by trying to make it so that it's the baby balls, we can make it so that we have a lot more chances to hit this thing. Like, look at all those red balls. Just even a couple of them go. Occasionally it'll do this 999 damage. That's the red balls. Damage. Look, just give it the low end red damage. Then every once in a while, And that bleed effect will then transfer over into a descent to the helm. And with that being making more, just try another round and send it out one more time. We are really coming to the bottom. Like I said, this moon fight is pretty much in the pouch. Now I know that I've said that. It'll probably be devastating in its disappointment, but ideally, this will make its way in. We almost got there. Just need to get this like last, 7% maybe? It's not even 10 full percent. Look at all the bar we destroyed. So realistically need to find a way to bounce. This was doing me a lot of service through the beginning, but now it is not. If I could have a way to remove as well, I would pay, honestly, out of my own gold. I don't even need from this rut's gold. I would like to just get rid of some of these. There we are. Speaking of get rid of, we're almost to the bottom. Look at that. It's got barely a little slice. Final judgment. Here we are. Now we walk. It's a beautiful show. All right. And that's Ball Pit. In case you never seen the ending, this is the ending. Just kidding. It's 1/6 of the ending. Wow, guys, that may have taken a while, a whole hour, but I would say that was a pretty successful one. We may have only had a little bit of level up, but we did get that finished. All right, so let's look at these totals like I was saying. Look at that DPS. I told you that 900 was pretty high, but we almost doubled it by doing the voluptuous egg sac and the hemorrhage. But the real bottom line is, this one does like 600. This one does like 700. But this 600 is impacted by that 700, making it 1600, because this one makes more of this one. And since this has a higher throughput, this higher throughput gets put on this already pretty high throughput. And then you get 1603. So that's a lot of damage each second. Now, if it was on a flicker, I honestly think that the flicker would be lower. See, look, it may have had a higher overall because it made people bleed. But if this bleed was a hemorrhage, this would have been enormously larger. And look, this, while it was doing a lot of damage because it was over and over and over again, it mostly came down to the bleed itself doing the damage. Like, look at that. The the light and the dark, they did not really pick up the weight. And then we got like just a general, it's always good to have a brood mother. The brood mother and the egg sac, those are both, like, look at those throughputs. 850, 716. Those are killer damages. Like, that's higher than the hemorrhage. But realistically, there's not very much that does more than just mean balls. We could try and do that in a moment, but then like this too. So by doing the egg sac and brood mother type of build, you can do, look at that, 2.5, more than that, honestly, almost 3 million damage from just this relic, the cornucopia, making new balls. These individual balls, the baby balls, not even fancy, almost 4 million damage. And then the throughput on that, it's like almost 7,000. It's 6,000, almost 6,500. It's a lot of damage from just the little guys. Anyway, like I said, 31 to 37 hit damage, kicking butt. Now, we're going to go ahead and see if in that time we got enough resources to upgrade anything. But this is the loot. This is why people get addicted. This is why people say one more game. This is why people are functionally hooked on this game. Now, let's see. I don't see anything to upgrade up here. I am going to go ahead and start my harvest. Running it through. This here acts as a dual purpose. I got this guy giving faster speed, but realistically, this gives more time. So again, the harvest clock goes up by 0.07 each time it gets hit, so up to 7 additional seconds that you can gain. So if you put this here like this, and then it's bouncing against this, and it's bouncing against here. I had this down, so it would just do this. But then I was like, I should get the resources too. So I added these little gaps. But I need to do a little bit more rearranging. I honestly need to switch like these guys. But then like people's big problems with the actual game, I said it earlier, it's not so much that the game itself is bad. The game itself is incredible. But when it comes to, see, like I can't do that. That's too close. So let's see. Here. Out one. So then that's there. And then these guys can go here. But yeah, there's not an easy way to edit the town. If I want to do this puzzle, I basically either have to sell these farms or put everything in one corner, put this guy over, like it used to be over here. Now I just got the juggler hanging out and the clinic. Some of these like extra buildings too, like I don't necessarily need the clinic anymore. That's more just like a bouncing pad. All right, so we're not fixing anything in here. May as well get a little bit more money, because the thing is, it spends like 300 to do a put together, but we got 1,000. So even at 500, the real thing is on a good harvest you can get up to 2,000 or so. So like just doing this, where we're not getting a whole lot of resources, we still got over what we spent. It was still more profitable for us to go and do the thing anyway. But ultimately, I need to get this going. I need to make the paths of wheat with trees around them and stone at the edges, because right now I'm missing out. So a little bit more about this game in case people don't have it and want to know more about it. There's even like a market system where you can like buy resources or sell resources to use the gold. There's 42 more. All right, so let us go ahead and set up. All right, wind and light. Probably not going to go well. This guy, he is a rebel. This is me big time energy. I've got this radical over here. He's going to run it. He's going to do the whole run. Now I am going to go ahead and get some things together, double check that I am making everything work well on your front, and make sure that everything is good viewer facing, so you guys can watch as the physicist and the radical give it a go. Light and wind, honestly, it's not the best. Wind is going to go through it, so wind has some good fusions, but light doesn't really do a whole lot of damage, so you're going to have to get some real good fusions in there. Not that there aren't good light fusions, not that there aren't good wind fusions, but you got to know what you're doing, and I don't know necessarily that this guy knows what he's doing. He seems like he knows what he's doing, but anyway, let's go ahead. And one more thing before we jump into here, and you guys can enjoy this. I love the aesthetic on these drawn characters. The amount of care and dedication put into this game, the aesthetic, from the fonts to the mood to the design on the balls to the design on the characters, even the like cool. I love it. I love everything about this game. And as much as the harvesting system could use a little bit of polish, it is still one of, if not my favorite games. All right, so I'm going to send you guys through on this, and I'm going to go get myself suited and make sure it's all working well on your front. So hang tight, and if you guys want to say hey to me, I'm going to pop into the chat right fast. All right, let's go ahead and give it a go. We got the vast void, we got the radical, we got the physicist. Level 26, level 19, ideally, they should know what they're doing. But the real thing is that I can't play this. This isn't my game now. This is the physicist And this is the radicals. They're going through it, so hopefully they're going to get it. As you can see, the physicist is making it so the balls are bouncing more like gravity rather than sliding balls along the stage. All right, now you guys are in for a treat. You should pick any things. I'm going to check them out and see how it goes, but let me know what you think, okay? I'll be back. Howdy doody, y'all. I see that it's not really going so hot for the physicist and radical over here. That's a shame. But hey, I think we've done some pretty good ground here. I really would love to keep it going, but honestly, I'm getting kind of tired. It ain't you guys, but I do hope that we can get some things together. It looks like something happened. Hold on. Let's go ahead and check it out if I can. Oh, looks like we're taking screenshots somehow. Not meaning to. All right, folks. All right, guys, it has been a good time. I am going to check to see. Yep, nope, none of those. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give you guys one little run with the rattle to try and see what we can do as far as making it happen for you, Captain. But I am going to try and figure out when I can get things more suited and ready. I don't understand why we're getting so many screenshots. I don't have anything pressed down. Oh well, gotta love technical difficulties. I am going to give you guys one more pass. We went with the light. Oh, nope. Fast Void already went. I just don't understand why it keeps on trying to grab some screens. We'll go with the itchy finger. Alright, itchy finger and the radical. I'm going to keep an eye out, but I'm going to get myself staged up and try and get you some details about the next time I'm going to stream. So you guys hang tight, and I will be momentarily back. I really wish I knew why I was doing that. Maybe that's you guys making some chaos in the comments. I am going to go ahead and give it a check out and let people know on the actual channel that if you guys possibly came from the Sora to let you guys know that the stream's about wrapping up. So if anybody wanted to say or do anything, this would be your chance, friends. All right, give me just a little bit. All right, I will be back, you guys. Give me a moment.
Oh. Alrighty, y'all. So, it doesn't look like it went so well for the Radical. We are going to go ahead and hop out of here. I did enjoy hitting up the pit with you guys. Hopefully, it was a good time for everybody involved. I am going to just go ahead and get up out of this after I get some no upgrade. Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and put that up. And then, if you guys aren't opposed, we're gonna leave this behind. Say goodbye. Alrighty, friends. That was our ball pit portion of the stream. Check it out. Now we are... I don't understand why this didn't want to work. I have another one that I'm going to try. Maybe I'll try again tomorrow. Maybe I have to host a lobby. I don't know enough. All right, so let's go ahead and get me bigger. Hello. All right. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys... like this. No, let's switch me up. There we go. All right. We are going to go on a little journey. So I told you guys that I am trying to get bigger into Sora. This is my profile. I've only got 193 followers so far, but I'm going to try my best to make this look good for you guys. Now, this is a tinier version of it all, but let's go ahead and get some of these videos watched, shall we? So here is me trying to get you guys all hyped into the stream. I don't think it really worked, but that's fine. In the future, I'll try and make some more stuff to specifically let you guys know when there will be any kinds of streams in the future. But these are my little different fun things. I've got some poetry in here. I've got some different concepts. I got rich people walking around in barrels. This one's good. This is basically how well it went today.
Hold still. You're going to break the lab.
Containment is futile.
Hello? Hello? This line is banana?
Both vertebrate and
But yeah,
invertebrate.
so there's all different kinds of stuff in here in case you guys wanted to check it out. And if you guys aren't too busy and you want to give it a go, I've got lots of stuff in here. It goes for like 500 plus videos down here. And I've been trying to work on different things all through and through. In case anybody's watching this before the time, we are looking at this over here.
One for static charge, one for warmth, and one just because it's shiny. That should keep the curiosity burning. Happy
Real point
unboxing
is,
season. One
that
for
is
static charge,
old.
one for warmth.
We got a mere 12 to 10 days. We are almost to the 24th. So on the 24th, we are going to be seeing some major differences. If you guys want to get welcomed in on that, I would absolutely love it if you guys came in for unboxing day. I've been trying to probe it up. All right, well, check it out. That's the real bottom line. If you guys wanted to get any kind of special customized content, you can go ahead and hit me up, and I would happily try and integrate whatever you're looking for. Like I said, I try and make some weird stuff. I try and make some sciencey stuff. Sometimes I got pennies in there. Sometimes I got bananas in there. It's all about trying to see. But here's the real bottom line, guys.
I really meant to comment.
I want it to be heard.
Santern Ball Silver cannot know what you want if you never speak your mind.
It's mine.
So yeah, guys, if you want anything this holiday season, if there's anything that you're hopeful for on your mind, go ahead and hit us up. And I guess this is going to be the end of the stream. It was truly a delight hanging out with you guys today. And ideally see you again soon. Like I said, some people think my work's pretty good. I'm not getting as many likes as I would like just yet, but if you guys want to check it out, there's a lot of stuff in there, and I'm trying to put out more and more and more. All right, there it goes. It's gone. We are about out of here. Guys, it was truly wonderful. I hope that I can, yeah. Okay, so next time I guess I got to hit that. I'm worried that this did not get recorded at all, but I should be able to send it out. It was a real treat seeing you guys. 4 people. Hey, that's 4 more than I expected sometimes. And in any case, it looks like we are good. Thanks so very much for everybody that came in. And there it goes. Goodbye. We are going to end the stream. I do hope that everyone had a good time. And again, let's see you on the next one. I might do one tomorrow. It all depends on what I can swing. All right. You guys take care. Goodbye.